Today, I want us to have a discussion about something that is going on with a lot of Kenyans. You find that most Kenyans with a payslip have deductions on those payslips that are almost exceeding the third row, where they can't actually take up any more deductions from the same. And most of these deductions are loans that they have actually taken up. Yeah. So these loans were either to finance new businesses or to actually pay school fees. Now, today in this video, I'll be explaining why it's a really bad idea to take up a loan to start a new business or to actually pay school fees. Now, if this is your first time in this channel, we usually discuss insurance and also other related types of investments. So please like and also subscribe in order to help the channel grow. You can also consider hitting on the notification button so that you're notified whenever we do a new video. Now, like I was saying, you have seen even members of parliament share their pay slips online, and you actually saw the sort of deductions in people's pay slips. The fact that the new deductions from the government, for example, housing, doesn't really help. Yeah, they're kind of making things worse. But let's focus on the loans that you have actually taken up or other people have taken up. And let us also include some of the loans that people also take up from, for example, SACCOs. Yeah, these are loans where, or places where you actually put in money and you get like 6 times the amount you put in as a loan. So where should you actually invest this money? If I told you taking up loans to invest, what are some of the best places that you can actually invest that money? And also, is it really a good idea to take up a loan and pay school fees? And is there a solution to that? No. The reason why I said that taking up a loan to start a business is a really bad idea is because of one thing. Businesses usually take a lot of time to grow or to become profitable. And investing in a really new business also comes with other challenges. For example, you really do not know how that business operates. Yeah, it takes time to learn how to operate and some of the challenges to actually expect from that business, and also how to deal with them. It's gonna take you a lot of time. And if you're really investing in a new business and it's a loan, then you're really taking a chance that you will lose the money that you actually took up as a loan, and you will end up paying a loan for a long time that really did not help you. You've certainly heard stories of people who started businesses and within 3 months they had closed down their business. And you probably got an idea for a business from your friends. You saw that they have a business that is operating very well and you want to start the same thing, or you probably have a hobby that you feel you can turn into a business. One of the best ways to do that is to use your savings and invest slowly. Like, for example, start with whatever you have. You've sort of had that advice from a lot of people. Start with whatever you can first and establish whether this is a place where you can make money from. Yeah. So you could probably save for a year or two, just your savings, not a loan. Yeah. A year or two. And then try operating that business with as little as you have, seeing some of the challenges that you'll be facing. Yeah. Seeing some of the opportunities, so that by the time you're actually taking up a loan, you're probably taking a loan against that business. Or, for example, you have already established that you can actually make money for yourself. You've seen people take up loans to go farming and they have never done that before. And they're losing much because farming is also a very difficult job. And it could be that you're also not there. And again, I did a video last week discouraging people from investing in businesses where they know that they won't get time to attend to. Don't put your money in a business that you know that you will not get time to attend to that business. So back to our discussion for today. Save up some money. Yeah. Kind of test out the waters to see what are some of the challenges in that business. What are the opportunities that you can actually get? So by the time you're actually taking up a loan, you probably go to the bank, and in this business that you started, probably you are banking with them, or you probably be banking with a circle, and they will be able to advance you a loan on that business itself, not you from your payslip, on that business. Yeah, since they'll probably also see that the business itself is growing. Yeah, and you can also partner up with other people. Sometimes, in order to actually deal with the challenges of, for example, time, you not having enough time to attend to a business, and also money, it's good to kind of share that idea with your friends and also colleagues, some of whom you feel that you can work well together. Not everybody, but I know most people feel that you really need to do this by yourself. You could partner up with somebody that you feel is trustworthy and shares your dream. Yeah. So that when you're not there, they're probably there attending to the business. And you can all invest as little as you have so that you won't have to take up those loans. You can all invest a bit of your savings and have a business running that can make you money. Yeah. And make it as a partnership. Because you are actually finding that a lot of people are struggling with loans that they have taken up. The people who have taken up loans to furnish the house, now that is a completely different discussion to have. Yeah, it's a completely different discussion, but it's to be honest, it's not a really good decision to make. The people who have taken up loans to build or buy a house, that's what you would like call a mortgage. That's a good idea, very good idea. But make sure that you have life insurance for the same amount so that if anything happens to you, then your family will not be kicked out or lose that home. Yeah. To make sure that you have some sort of life insurance on the side. But taking up a loan to build a home or to buy land is a good idea in this country. Now, coming back to the people who are taking up loans to pay school fees, this again is not a really smart idea unless you do not have some choice. Unless you do not have a choice, this is not a good idea. Essentially, what you could have done is taken up an education policy, save that money from your for your child from the day that they were actually born. You could be saving up something so that by the time they get to junior high, high school, or university, you have the money to actually pay for the education. Yeah. So that is also something that you should seriously think of, so that when you're having discussion, when you're having deductions from your payslip, they're not only deductions for things that you have already consumed. You know, if you look at your payslip, you could probably find that most of the deductions that are being done are for things that you have already consumed. It's a loan that you actually used, money that was actually used, but you can also make deductions for something that you will use in the future. Yeah. And like I'm advising people nowadays, if you really do not have time to manage a business, you feel that at the moment it's important for you to advance your career, because again, your career is very important. You could feel that currently you need time to first of all advance your career, and then later on you could sort of think of a business. This is something that most people don't advise people, but it's also a very good idea. Yeah, you can do so many things at the same time. There are some people who can, but not everyone. Majority of us can. You need to focus on one thing so that you're good at it. And let's face it, if you focus on your career, chances are that you will even make more money. So you will even save more. So what options are available for you if that is what you feel? You can, for example, take up investments, long-term investments that will earn you some return, or for example, like money market funds. Yeah. So these are investments that will earn you some passive income as you're focusing on your career, so that in the end, when you have time, you can maybe start up that business that you feel you need to start. And the good thing with this is that by then you will actually have the time to focus on your business. Because like I told you again from the video last week, you not having time to focus on your business might be the reason why that business might fail. Time and attention on your business is very important. Yeah. Some businesses are actually very selfish. You don't give them enough time, they don't give you any return. Yeah. So if you are employed and you feel that you want to focus on your career, that's a good thing. You can take up a long-term investments where you'll be earning some return as you're saving some money. The advantage of this, like I told you, is that focusing on your career will maybe help you to progress career-wise, meaning that you will earn more, and therefore you have more to actually set aside as savings. The person who chose to invest in a side hustle, for example, in a business that they feel they could be good at, could maybe risk not actually progressing well in their career, since they are also paying attention to other things, and they could pay less attention to their career, meaning that they could get stuck at the same place, earning the same money, and therefore even saving less. So if that business was to also fail, it would mean that they will most likely lose everything. Yeah. But you could choose to save and invest for some time, let you grow career-wise as you're earning money. And in the end, when you are ready, you could use whatever you have earned to actually start up a business that you feel works for you. Now, I don't know what you think, but I have definitely seen and heard from a lot of people who are struggling with a lot of deductions in their pay slips. You feel that you have lost motivation for your job. Yeah. You find that people have very good jobs, but they are also doing some odd jobs because they are no longer earning enough. And it's difficult to get from that place. Yeah. So plan wisely. Yeah. I would really advise on setting aside something for some time and focusing on your career. In order for you to actually progress career-wise and earn more. And then when you're ready, you can actually start that business that you want. And also, if you have a child, think of an education policy. You really do not want to for the child to get to secondary or university without money that has been set aside, because this will really force you to do things financially that you really because you really cannot let your child not go to school as they have already qualified, and there's something that you can actually do as a parent. You will take up that loan. Yeah. You have seen, for example, how Americans do it. They have what they call, I believe, the college fund, where they start saving for their kids when they are young, so that By the time that child gets to college, they have the money that they actually need. You can do the same thing and save up for your child so that by the time you get there, there is some money for you. So I want you to get my point. I never said that loans are bad. I never said that going to a circle and getting 6 times whatever you have saved is a bad idea. No. What I mean is loans are good for a business that has already been started and you have seen that it is actually growing. For example, this channel that we're looking at, Bima 101, is a sort of business that I have, a side hustle. If I get to a point where I'm seeing that a lot of people are viewing my videos, I could consider taking up maybe a loan to, for example, buy better equipment, get a better studio, something nice. But at the moment, there are very few people viewing these videos. So actually investing in the same, taking a loan to invest in the same is a really bad idea at the moment. Yeah. But for a business that is actually showing signs that it is growing or showing signs that an investment will really help boost or take it to another level, then you can consider taking up a loan. And in that case, you can use that business itself to actually take a loan with the people that you have been banking with. If you are banking with your bank or SACCO, you can go to them and explain the same to them. I mean, having partners like banks will also, there are some things that they will advise you. They will also take time to understand your business. So by the time they will not only advance you money, but they will also give you some advice on the same. Yeah. So take up loans for businesses that have already started and are showing promise. That if I have a business where I'm making cookies, but I really do not or cannot produce enough to meet demand. I, for example, need a bigger room. I, for example, need this sort of machine to grow my business. Then you can go to talk to a bank and let the bank finance that. But do not take up a loan in your personal capacity that will leave you struggling to pay if that business actually fails. Yeah. So if you have any questions regarding the same, you can always get in touch with me on the comment section. And you can also get in touch with me using the contacts at the end of the video. And once again, I would like to remind you to please like and also subscribe in order to help the channel grow. And until next time, have a good one.